Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, I'm going to give you a high-level brief on the distinction between SLI, SLO, and SLA. So before we dive into understand each of these three components in detail, let us spend some more time to get a basic understanding of site reliability engineering. So these are the team who acts like a bridge between your development and operations. But what ideally these people will do, they apply all your software engineering mindset to your infra or a system administration topics, as simple as that. So if you consider any SRE as a team, they are really playing a vital role in your company. So typically, if you ask me, there are certain activities these guys will do. So they develop and manage all your systems, which has to be stable, secure, and scalable. And they also involve in conducting all your incident analysis. So they are the one who really analyze and performance of all your improvement plans from an infrastructure point of view. And their job is also to monitor and efficiency of end-to-end systems at your data center level. And they manage the risks, and they also see how better we automate some of the manual tasks within your SDLC pipelines. And they also help you to build some of the automated services, tools, logs, all your environments workload. And they are the one who really working on more agile and DevOps model to ensure that they are the one who really bridge the gap between your development and operation teams. If there is one thing every tech company has in common, it's all about your users. That's why SLA or SLO and SLI, these three components play very vital role, because these three represents the kind of a promises we make to the users. So you have to really keep up your promises by periodically tracking the metrics, how well we are really doing from an organization point of view. So the goal for all these three components is to get everybody, your vendor and client, has to be in the same page about your system performance. I think you can ask some of the questions like, how often will your systems be available? How quickly will your team respond if the system goes down? So what kind of promises are you making about your speed and functionalities? So user wants to know, so definitely you need SLA, SLO and SLI. Let's understand the SLA. An SLA is by nature, it's a contract between a supplier and a client, which also has a certain measurable factors, your uptime, your responsiveness, and some obligations. So these contracts are typically created by your business and legal teams. So they represent the promises that you're making to the customers, and also they are the one who also mention the kind of consequences if you don't follow through. You might have observed a lot of times some of the penalties, where they mention in the SLA, correct? It could be monetary fines, service credits, or license extensions. So you have to be utmost care if you are drafting an SLA between your supplier and as well as a client. So there is a challenges of an SLA as well. So what are the challenges? Measuring, reporting or meeting an SLA are incredibly tricky, because these agreements, whoever drafted, they are not in the tech field. and frequently make promises that are difficult to measure, and they don't necessarily align with your current and company priorities. That's the reason why it's making us with more complexity to manage it further. For example, let me give you a simple analogy. So you have a team, they want to respond to a product X because that product X is having an issue. So it has to be resolved within 24 hours. Right? So let's say a client has reported a product X, he is facing an issue, it has to be resolved in 24 hours. That is the SLA which you had a contract with your client. But the same SLA is on silent. And what happens if the client fails to respond within 24 hours? Or let's say you are expecting some of the screenshots from customer so that you can diagnose the problem much better. So are you suggesting me that since the client is got delayed, so he has eaten up your all 24 hours window? Or your clock will have a start and stop when clients respond? You understood the thin line difference between these two questions, right? So always your SLAs are supposed to answer these kind of questions, but they don't always do. So hence there is a lot of frustration among your IT managers. So ensure, please understand, always thoroughly read and make an agreement with your supplier and the clients. There are few examples of SLA. Availability, your call metrics, your customer satisfaction, your turnaround time, or a mean time to recover, a mean time between failures, backlogs. These are some of the SLA examples. Let's understand what is SLO, a service level objective. A service level objective is a kind of an agreement within your SLA, but it's all about a specific metric like uptime or response time. So if the SLA is a formal agreement between you and your customer, SLOs are something like an individual promises which you are also making to that customer. But only thing is, you have to go back to your IT and DevOps teams, make sure that what goals you have been discussed and what has been agreed with the customers, so that they understand the metrics, they can work towards those metrics. So that is an individual promises which you are doing with your internal teams. Like the way you make with the customer, at the same time you also has to do the similar promises back to your teams. The challenge most of the times, if you don't make it very clear and precise distinction of what an SLO look like, what is an uptime look like, what is a response time look like. So that is the reason where most of the times it may create a confusion. Let's understand the examples of SLO. Uptime, wait time, your turnaround time, mean time to repair or mean time between failures, your incident count, first call resolution, your customer service, your customer satisfaction rate, defects rate. These are some of the examples of your SLO. Let's understand what is SLI. So far, you're very clear on what is SLA, what is SLO. So SLI is also used to measure a compliance within your service level objective. So don't make yourself complicated. So let me give an example. If your SLA specifies that your systems will be available 99.95% of your time, your SLO is likely 99.95% uptime. And your SLI is a kind of an actual measurement of your uptime. Maybe 99.96, maybe 99.99%. To stay in compliance with your SLA, SLA is the only parameter. It helps you to either meet or exceed the promises, whatever you mention in the document. Yes, there are challenges of SLI as well. As with SLO we discussed in previously, the challenges of SLI also has to be keeping them very simple, and you need to know what metrics I have to choose to track. And don't overcomplicate your IT job by tracking too many metrics that don't actually matter to clients. So far you understood what is SLA, correct? So there is something called OLA, operational level of agreement. SLA mainly focus on the service part of agreement, like the uptime of services and performance. On the other hand, if you look at OLA, that is an agreement, but in respect to maintenance and other services. So by definition, it also includes how better you can achieve your SLA internally, because OLA will have all your team information and team structures, which is hidden to be not to share with any customers. These are only internal to your company. Let me give an example. You have two teams, your IT and marketing team, and there is an SLA which you agreed between marketing team and IT team, that your website will be uptime of 99.99%. So the IT team, they maintains a OLA, correct? In that OLA, you mentioned the deployment, maintenance and support arrangements, which also includes your service desk, development from web application, database, infrastructure support. So everything you mention inside that OLA. So if the site goes down, this OLA will provide a clear escalation path and processes how better you need to resolve that incident quickly. And also you need to do a proper root cause, which also has to be followed post incident. Well, what is the difference then? SLI, SLO, SLA. Let me give a simple example. You have a latency of a given request, that is an SLI. 99.5% of your request will be completed in 5 milliseconds, that is your SLO. If 99% of your system requests are not completed in 5 milliseconds, you get a refund, that is called SLA. I hope you got a clear distinction between SLA, SLO, SLI. Just to conclude, an SLA, an agreement you make with your clients or users. SLO, the objectives your team must hit to meet that agreement. SLI, the real numbers on your performance.